Good morning, guys. We are just now pulling out of our campsite and we're heading on our drive, but I do have to make a quick note. Whenever we did our video, our last vlog, at the beginning of it, we said that we were going to be driving to Picton and then we'd be staying the night there and then going on the ferry the next morning. And then at the end of it, I don't know if some of you noticed, but then we said in the morning we were finishing our drive to Picton, and we didn't explain that we actually called an audible while we were driving and decided to stay at a different campsite close to Picton. It was just super cheap and really convenient, and so that's why we didn't actually go to Picton when we said we were going to go to Picton. So today we are on our way to Picton to take the ferry to the North Island.
Yep, just 30 more minutes and we'll be in Picton, and then we take the ferry to Wellington, and that's like a 3-hour ferry, and so we're going to take our camper van and everything on to the ferry. Our ferry is at 2 o'clock and we have to check in at 1, so we should have plenty of time to get there and get all settled in. We just pulled into the ferry line. We went in the vehicle check-in line, and so I'm guessing we just wait here for like another hour or so until we're able to start getting on the ferry. And luckily we have our entire home with us, so we have everything we need.
So it looks like we can see all the way across the parking lot they have a separate line for the camper vans and like the trailers, and then they have like the normal cars and camper vans in our line.
Ours is like a minivan, so that's why we'd be over here. We're not a big camper van.
And it's cheaper that way too, right?
Mm-hmm. Smaller vehicles are cheaper to go across the ferry than big vehicles. So we win. Woo-woo.
While we're sitting here in line, we think we have enough time to make some sandwiches. So we're gonna try to throw some Sammies together real quick. So we've made it onto the boat, and we just made it into like a big kind of, I guess, cafeteria area. There's a big viewing deck outside, but we're just gonna sit in here for a little bit. There's not very many like outlets or charging stations on here. There's one little area that you can sit down, but the food smells really good, and there's a lot of room to spread out on here. There are cabins on board if anybody is interested in, I guess, like sleeping or napping for the 3-hour ride, but we're just gonna sit out here and just get some work done and just relax until we get to the other side, I think.
Yeah.
So unfortunately the boat's getting really rocky right now, which reminded me that I forgot to put the parking brake on our car, so I hope we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine, but boy, I'm starting to really feel it, so I'm having to move around and get outside a little bit to try to relieve a little bit of the seasickness. But once we're out in the ocean, in between the two islands, it's gotten really rocky. But this is kind of cool because since our Milford Sound cruise was canceled, we went through the Marlborough Sound, so we kind of got a small taste of, I guess, of what that would have been like. I do hear the Milford Sound is like just incredible though, so I don't think it would be able to be matching it, but it was cool seeing the views going out. And now I'm just kind of excited to get on the other island though and quit the rocking and settle in and start driving again. We made it back to the car and it looks like the rocking didn't cause any damage. I don't think it was a big deal. We didn't have a parking brake on after all. But now we just have to wait our turn until they tell us that we can go ahead and start our engines and we can drive out of here.
The rocking did cause some damage to our tummies. made it off the ferry and into Wellington, and Wellington is already the biggest city we've been in. We didn't go much into Christchurch, but it didn't seem as big as Wellington from what we're guessing. There were lots of skyscrapers and it seemed like a really cool town to explore. We don't have time to do that because we are headed up north. We want to get as far north as we can because we'll have a long drive tomorrow because we're going to go on a hike. So we are headed to our campsite right now, but we are still on lots of big highways. I think we were on like an 8-lane highway earlier as we were driving out of Wellington, which we haven't experienced any of those in New Zealand yet. We're curious to see if the North Island is more populated than the South Island and just what the differences are between the two islands.
All right, we made it to our campsite and we got pulled in real quick, and then we just immediately jumped out and threw on some meat for dinner because I am starving and I feel like I haven't eaten in days. But so we're making some tacos tonight out of the back of our van. So we got the meat already going, and then I'm gonna get some vegetables washed up, and then it is actually really cold tonight. So we're gonna hop back into the van in just a minute and try to eat inside and stay warm if we can. Good morning, guys. We just pulled out of our campsite and we got breakfast in us, and we also were able to take showers today. We're on kind of like a shower every other day schedule because some of the campsites that do have showers or free showers sometimes are a little bit more expensive than the ones that don't have showers. So to save money, we're doing cheaper campsites without showers, and then the next night campsites with showers and pay a little bit more for that service. But all that is unimportant because we are on the road heading to our next destination.
Our next place we're going is, I can't ever say these names, Tongariro Alpine Crossing. We're not going to do the entire Alpine Crossing part of it, but we're going to still go into Tongariro National Park, and we're going to hike Taranaki Falls hike, and that one's just about 2 hours round trip. So it's just a little hike we're going to do. But it starts in Wakapapa Village, which I really like, or Wakapapa, I don't know. I like that name a lot. That's funny. So we're headed there right now, so here we go.
Alright, we made it to Wakapapa Village and we're about to go on our hike, but it is surprisingly cold up here. So we're going to have to change real quick into some warmer clothes before we actually get going on this hike. But it's so far a really beautiful kind of like mountainy village or town kind of feel. And then there's like volcanoes in the area that we see signs for. And then also some kiwi crossings. We don't have our hopes up for seeing kiwi because everything we've seen online is that even like most New Zealanders haven't seen a kiwi because they're kind of elusive, I guess. So yeah, we should have to get changed real quick and get ready for the cold weather and then this 2 hour hike. So let's get changed real quick and then we're going to head on out.
We just started our hike and it's 1 hour there, 1 hour back, and we are going at the end to see a pretty waterfall. So we're excited about that. And the whole way we have views of this big volcano, so that's pretty cool. It seems like it's a pretty relatively easy hike the whole way, but we are going to enjoy this leisurely stroll on this beautiful day.
So to be honest, this hike hasn't been as much as a hike as more than just a walk the whole way, because it's like gravel path, and then even right there is like a wooden sidewalk the entire way, and so it's beautiful. It's just not super strenuous. So it's a very pleasant walk if that's what you're looking for. Now we're close to a very loud river. But so far it's just been really pleasant, just a little stroll through the woods and through the outback or through the nature. Oh, this is kind of cool, a little walk path, or here's a cool little rock path. Looks like almost like a dried up riverbed that we're walking down.
We're not sure if this is the waterfall that we are looking for, but it is beautiful and the water is so clear. So we're gonna keep walking a little bit to see if there's another waterfall, but if not, I think we're gonna turn back. I think we made it to the right waterfall now, and it is beautiful. It's so big, and I love all these cliffs that are around it. It's really pretty, and they have like red dirt or something up in there. It's beautiful, lots of colors. So this is a really fun spot. I like it.
Getting ready for a flashback. Time keeps moving on. Looking at you, feeling like I could never, like I could never get enough.
So the waterfalls are totally worth the hike. The hike did get a little bit harder as we were coming along. Like the steps got more and more intense, but definitely worth coming out here. It's paved the whole way, so it's the path is made for you, so it's not too difficult. But it is a beautiful, beautiful payout, and you can get right up close to it. It is super loud, but it is, I mean, breathtaking. Really beautiful waterfall, and the stream flowing away from it is just gorgeous too. Incredibly clear water. Definitely worth it. Great hike. Good pick, Aubrey. So just beyond the waterfall, we see this really cool like cliff overlook, and it seems like people that were just down beside us at the waterfall is now there. So we're gonna go a little bit beyond the waterfall and try to get at the top of this cliff and see what kind of views. I bet you they're super impressive. We may even see the waterfall from a completely different perspective. So we're gonna try that before actually turning around and going back now, even though that's against our original plan. And we have some dark looming clouds, but nothing has fallen yet. So I think we're in the clear to keep going. Whoa, this is cool.
So on the way up here, there were lots of stairs, big steep steps, but we made it to the top and it is beautiful. You can see everything, all of New Zealand, gorgeous. And we can still see the volcano and the waterfall. This is a really good hike. I like this a lot.
It's pretty crazy. This is one of the hikes that we've done that you can actually get like right on the edge of cliffs rather than like having some kind of like fence or barricade keeping you back. It's exhilarating being in nature like this and just freedom and expanses like this.
So it turns out we can go another way back, so we'll get to see more instead of just going back where we came from. So let's go that way.
I found the start of the waterfall right here. Aubrey's not very happy with me that I went down to the edge where the waterfall starts. So I have to make my way back up to her because she is staring at me with very angry eyes. Good news. Good news, we're in love again.
No, that's not true. So we just finished our hike and we didn't realize that it's a loop. We were thinking you have to go there and come back. We didn't even comprehend on the map that you could loop all the way around. So would definitely recommend doing it that way. That was really fun. And so the first part was pretty flat. So going in, we were thinking this was going to be pretty mild, not too bad hike. I mean, it still wasn't like awful, but it got a little steeper as we went along. There were some steps that definitely had us out of breath a little bit, but it was still really fun. So this was a really good hike, a lot better than I was expecting.
Yeah, I really did not. I definitely underestimated that hike quite a bit going into it, especially. I thought we were going to be walking through this kind of like boring valley, very flat. But then you come across this like amazing waterfall, and then like cliffs, and then the view of the volcano. And then coming back, it's very flat, but you're like on this like incredible kind of like high ground that overlooks the valley. It goes out over like the beautiful plateaus and everything. So I definitely recommend that hike if you get the chance to do that. I do think there probably are some like more dramatic ones, like when you're seeking out like the Lord of the Rings hikes or whatever around here. But just like this one was kind of a quick one to come to, quick one to do, and very, very enjoyable. So definitely recommend that.
Yeah, I expected to see Frodo at any minute. We didn't, but you never know.
Just like we didn't see any Kiwis either.
No.
I was really hoping after seeing those like Kiwi crossing signs that we'd get to see some, but
It said at night though, so
we'll come out at
maybe
night
tonight.
sometime. Yeah. So now we're just gonna go hop in our van and drive into town. We're gonna try to see if we can get to some grocery stores because we are basically out of food. And then we're gonna head to our campsite because we don't have to drive very far tonight, which is actually a huge blessing because we've been
Very
driving so
nice.
much.
Not as much driving from here on out, which is good.
So let's go to our camper van. Before we leave, when we were driving out, we forgot to mention that when you're coming into the city, one of the very first things that you see is this huge chateau. And we read that the history of this village is that it was founded in 1920 as one of the pioneer ski villages. And then this huge chateau was built in 1929 for the skiers that came in here to ski. And I guess like the mountain behind it is one of the premier skiing spots. And this village is actually the highest alpine village in all of New Zealand. It's about 1,100 meters up in the mountains. So really kind of a cool, neat history and beautiful, beautiful, huge building that was very unexpected when you're driving in.
So we found our campsite, which is also a hostel, and we went inside to eat dinner and then ended up talking to people for like hours and hours. So it was a really fun night getting to know other travelers and people camping around New Zealand.
So this is something that we have really enjoyed about doing this camping, is going to these types of like hostel campsites and getting just to sit and talk with people for so long. It was so much fun getting to talk to just people from all around the world and about their experiences and their travels. It really makes the world a lot smaller and makes our travels worth it when we really get to connect with people like that. This is the inside of our camper van at nighttime.
Cozy.
With our curtains and our bed made and everything. Kind of a fun inside look, I guess. So anyways, thanks so much for watching this. If you enjoyed this video, and we hope that you did, please like it and subscribe so that you can keep up with more of our travels. We still have a lot more coming your way, and we will see you in the morning.
Good night.